for the beeper beeps.
Great.
Yeah, great. Okay, hello everyone. I'm Fiona. I work in genetics, bioinformatics more specifically. I used to work at Illumina. I was trying to interpret cancer data. We're trying to find mutations in patient samples, trying to find what variants in the genome is causing the disease. And that's when I first found out that there's a real trouble of getting access to data when you're working in the genetics field. And then I also found out that it's one of the limitations of what data you can make open, because one of the reasons for data not being available is because at some point this data originated from a patient somewhere. And because this is one way or another personal information, either because it has the whole genome sequence and in that way it's an identifier for the person, or it might not have the whole genome sequence, but it has things like your medical record or the clinical information that not everybody wants to make openly available. That means that this data is more difficult to share than what can be made entirely open. But it frustrated me so much because it was not just my own little frustration every time I tried to make an analysis, but it's actually the whole merit of what they're calling precision medicine and personalized medicine, which is supposed to be our future of getting drugs that actually work on us. You can't make that kind of research if you don't have access to the data. So I thought, this is silly. I mean, why do we keep on doing research where we can't get to the results if we can't get access to the data? So I left my job at Illumina to start first the charity DNA Digest and then the company Repositive to try to find solutions to this problem. And we found that part of the solution is actually open data, not in the sense of making your personal data available, but in the sense of making the data that can be open, make it open, so that the data sets become visible. So for example, if you think about the metadata descriptions of a data set that has breast cancer patients in it, you don't want to reveal the identity of the breast cancer patients or put all the clinical information online. But if you tell the world, I have a data set of breast cancer patients, does not reveal anything about the data set inside, but it does say that you have a data set and it might be useful for others in the research community. So this whole idea of the metadata, that is the safe description, describing more broadly what's available within the data set, and that can be made openly available. That is one of the merits for making data more visible, and making more visible it becomes more reusable, and that description you can improve to the way that the data itself becomes more useful. So one of the things that we're doing with Repositive these days is we're making a platform where we're making all the data sets within the genomic research community visible online in an open platform that you can freely go and register and use to find what data is available, because the first step in order to get access to data is to find it. And that's one of the problems we're trying to solve. But we're also looking at the ethics issues, and if you're interested in these type of topics, you should come join our regular hack days and workshops that we organize with DNA Digest here in Cambridge and London, and we've even did one in Hong Kong recently. So please come along. Also on the 11th of December, we are doing a workshop with the Content Mind to try to find how can we actually find out what data sets are hidden within journal publications just because they're mentioned as a comment and not actually made focus of the publication. So come join us and help us make data more open. Thank you.